Right, let's get into it. This is your November 2021 update of the best current accounts here in the UK. I will take you through the best bank switching offers, the best ones for paying you interest on your savings, the best ones for using overseas, the best ones for overdrafts, and more. Plus, I'll tell you my top 5 accounts right now if you're looking to open or change some bank accounts. Let's start off with bank switching offers. Now, last month I gave you the rundown of 8 different offers that were available, and since then, we've had even more. Now, some of those have finished, but we have got some new ones. So let me tell you about the newbies first of all, and then I'll run through the others that are available right now. The first one to know about is from NatWest. They will give you, they'll give you up to 150 quid. This is similar to the RBS offer, which I told you about last time. This is called a switch and stay promo. You get 100 quid if you switch to them. You'll get that money in February 2022. If you then stay for another sort of 9 months after that until late September 2022, you will get another 50 quid, but you do have to make 10 different transactions every single month. Now, they're not going to be difficult to do. You can do standing orders, so 10 standing orders of £1 to a different bank elsewhere, and that money can come back in, whatever it might be. So you can get that. It's not going to be a chore, but whether you want to stick with that bank is up to you, or you might want to keep on switching. So really, NatWest up to 150 quid. That's one of the newbies. That one will end at the start of December. Another new one is from the Cooperative Bank. They're giving you 50 quid if you are referred by someone else and then switch in from an external bank. Now, this one's a little bit difficult for you to get hold of because you really do need to find someone who has a Cooperative Bank account at the moment. Normally, you can get a link from someone. Like I might be able to get a link and share it with you guys, but no, you actually have to have the sort code, the account number, and the name of the person who is referring you. So good luck if you can find that. If you've used up all the other switching offers, then this one might be well worth grabbing it. It is a lower paid one at 50 quid. But as I say, it's one that a lot of you probably haven't taken advantage of before. There's also been a change to one of the promos that was available last month. And this is from Virgin Money. Now, Virgin Money does tend to sort of change things up every 3 to 4 months. Maybe a slight change to what the offer is or a drastic change. This one is a slight change. And I think it's possibly one of the best promos they've offered yet, if you haven't already taken advantage of the Virgin Money switching promotions that have been going on. What you can get right now is a choice. You can still get a £150 Virgin Experiences voucher, which I don't think is very good, but for you, that might be perfect. Or you can get 12 bottles of Virgin wine. Now, that's not as good as the previous wine offers because one of them previously at the start, nearly a year ago, was £150 worth of wine, 15 bottles. Or they also gave a £50 charity donation on top of the wine. So not as good, but if you've been holding out for something that isn't the Virgin Experience voucher, you can grab the wine. Or if you don't drink, you can get the Virgin Experience voucher. So they are the 2 new offers and the 1 change. There are obviously others still going. First one to tell you about is an extension on a previous deal. That Santander offer, 130 quid if you switch into one of their accounts. New and existing customers can both get this if you follow the rules, and got a whole article taking you through exactly how that works over on the blog. That was due to end early October. Extended until the 2nd of December. So still time for you to grab that one. The RBS offer, that is due to end on the 18th of November, exactly the same as that NatWest one I mentioned before. You can't have both of them, it's either or. So if you've had a NatWest offer in the past, you can't get the RBS and vice versa. Although there are some cut-off dates, so it's worth checking to see if you're eligible for either of those deals if you had a switching bonus from them going back a few years. The other one's still going and we don't know when they're going to end, okay? So they could end at any time. I could put this live and the next day they could be scrapped, okay? But anyway, this is First Direct, £100. Nationwide, up to £125. And Barclays Premier, up to £200 if you convert the Avios points you'll earn into Nectar points. So if you're happy to have Nectar points, then that's a great way to get up to £200 worth of those. Although there are sorts of caveats and criteria with that one that means a lot of you might not be eligible for the Barclays Premier account. Now, this is just a quick rundown of all these offers. If you want the details, again, do head over to becleverwithyourcash.com. I will link below to the article, which will give you all the information that you need. But again, do read those terms and conditions. Do make sure nothing has changed since I filmed this because they might alter things here or there. You never quite know. Let's move on now to the best reward current accounts. These are the ones where you're going to get some money just for having the account. You have to jump through a few hoops, meet some criteria, whatever it might be, but you don't have to switch. It's just a part of having the account. My top one for this one is still the Halifax Reward account. You can get a choice here, £5 every single month in cash paid to your account. That's the one that I generally go for. Or you can get a cinema ticket or 2 movie rentals. Now the cinema ticket or the movie rentals could be worth more than £5 depending on which cinemas you have near you, how much they charge for their tickets. So you might want to go for that. Always plenty of movies to watch. And movie rentals, again, they could be worth even more again, although there haven't been too many decent releases available because of, still people catching up from the pandemic. So you've got a choice of those. To get this one, again, I've got extra information. You can read all about this, but fundamentally a few important things that you need to do. You need to pay in £1,500 into the account every single month to avoid a fee. And that's kind of nice and simple. The money can come in and it can go straight back out again. It doesn't have to stay in the account. And then you either have £5,000 in the account every single day of the month. Don't do that. That is not the best option. Alternative one is to spend £500 on a debit card every month. And what you do here, this is again my top pick for this one, is to use that debit card just to transfer your money into an account from the likes of Revolut or Monese. The way you top up those accounts is with a debit card. It's not a bank transfer. So you'll be eligible for that £500 spend without actually spending any money. So you'll get that £5 or those cinema tickets and so on. That's my top one. Very quickly, the others worth considering. Again, you can have as many of these as you want if you really want to. You can pile them all up. I have got a whole video taking you through exactly what those different ones look like. But you could look at the Club Lloyd's current account. 3 cinema tickets there, 6 cinema tickets for the year. Again, nice and easy to get that one. NatWest or RBS, or even one of each of them, have their reward account. That's £3 every single month that you'll get. Although there are some things you have to jump through here in terms of direct debits and fees, but you'll end up £36 up over a year. The Barclays Blue Rewards, again, you'll be £36 up over a year once you jump through a few different hoops. They're the top ones. There are others, but they're the main ones to consider. Let's look at cashback now. This is actually one of the easiest ways to get some money. And there are 2 cashback accounts you can look at right now. Used to be just one. Now there are 2. The one you'll know about is the Santander 123 Lite current account. Okay, this is the one where you pay £2 every single month, but you get cashback up to 3% on your bills. You're looking at maybe 40, 50, 60, maybe £70 profit in a year just for paying the bills you're paying anyway. So you may as well get this because you're doing it anyway. The newer one, again, I've got a whole video taking you through this, is the Chase bank account here in the UK. I wouldn't use it as a full account. It doesn't have all the features that will kind of mean that it is something that you can use for your everyday banking. But the debit card for 12 months, for the first 12 months, will give you 1% cashback on your purchases, which basically means it's better than most of the cashback credit cards available to you. So I'd definitely look at those for cashback. Let's move on to savings now. A couple of options here. You could look at the Virgin Money account, 2.02% on the first £1,000 that you have saved in a Virgin Money M Plus current account. But you can have more than one of these. You can open up loads of them. And that is pretty much one of the best interest rates you can get. Although, do check out my savings video that I do every single month. There'll be one for November out next week with all the other places you might want to put your money either instead of or as well as one of those Virgin Money accounts. You can also get the Chase account I mentioned just now for cashback. When you spend with that card, the money, if you turn this on again for 12 months, so let's say you won't spend £1.80, the 20p that would top it up to the next nearest pound is moved into a little savings pot and you get 5% on that. Although you're not really going to get a huge amount, but you may as well turn that feature on if you're getting the cashback from that account anyway. Let's talk about overdrafts now. If you do need to use an overdraft, this can be one of the most expensive ways to borrow money out there. Yeah, more expensive than credit cards, more expensive than loans, looking at maybe 40%. So if you are going to go over zero, below zero, try and get something that will not charge you any interest. For a small amount, First Direct give a £250 buffer. So that might be more than you need. Absolutely perfect. Just avoid you getting charged anything for those little bits when you go over. If you need something more substantial, Nationwide's Flex Direct account, if you haven't had this account before, will give you a 0% interest overdraft for 12 months on potentially quite a sizable amount of money. You can, before you apply, you can put in your details and they'll tell you exactly what you would get for that overdraft before you apply. So they are very, very, very important ones to look at if you think you can use your overdraft. But there are other ways to borrow money which might be cheaper, that might be better for you. So do check out, I've got a video about overdrafts that might be useful if that is the case. And let's talk now about fee-free spending overseas. More and more of us now are kind of actually having the kind of guts to go abroad. I think, yeah, we'll go on holiday. Now America's opened up. People are thinking about doing that as we go into Christmas or into 2022. Even if you're thinking about going next year, now might be a good time to make sure you've got that bank account that won't charge you for just normal spending or taking money out of a cash machine. My top picks here are Starling Bank. Love Starling Bank. Big fan of this one. Get that. You won't be charged at all to use it overseas. Or that Chase bank account that I mentioned just before, that 1% cash back, home and abroad, plus you won't get charged. So if I do go abroad, I'm going to be spending with that Chase bank account, my debit card there, as much as I can. It's a MasterCard, so it should be able to be used everywhere. So I'll be spending on that. I just have to top the money up to it every now and again, which is a bit of a faff, but not too difficult, and it's well worth it for getting that free money. Let's talk about ethical bank accounts now, something I know a lot of people are interested in. I'm particularly concerned about this. What happens to my money when it's sitting in a bank? I'd much rather having it going to good causes, or at least somewhere where it's not doing any damage, rather than the likes of the big banks who might be using our money to fund coal mining or to fund arms manufacturers, that kind of thing. Top ones here, if you're willing to pay £3 every single month, is Triodos Bank. So it has that £3 fee, but actually, if fairness-wise, that's not too bad, because the other banks might not charge you, but they're charging someone, often through overdraft fees. So this is kind of a fairer way to pay for your banking. There is also, if you are new to them, and I've got a link over on the blog, you can get a £60 voucher when you open up the account and pay £100 into it. This is worth, you can use this at Ethical Superstore or at Neil's Yard. A couple of options there for that money. So you get an ethical account and you also get a nice little bonus as well. Beyond that, look at the building societies. Nationwide is pretty good in terms of ethics, but all building societies will be decent options. Or you can look at Starling Bank again. Might not be as good as Triodos or Nationwide, but it certainly won't be anywhere near as bad as the others. It does have some ethical policies that are worth looking at. The last one we'll talk about here, before we get on to my top 5 accounts overall for November 2021, is to look at the accounts which I think are just the best banks in terms of everyday banking. You know, when you want to transfer money to someone, nice and easy to do that. If you want to look at your spending, nice and easy to do that. Try and identify exactly where the trends are and things. More and more banks doing this, more and more apps are getting better at this, but ultimately the best ones here I still think are Starling and Monzo. The free accounts for Monzo, Starling only do a free one, so it doesn't really matter. But go for those. They are great ways to kind of make your banking much easier. But I would say this, and I say this for everyone, it doesn't matter if you're one of the new digital banks or a high street bank, always have more than one bank account, always have access to some cash in that different account, just in case something goes wrong. Could be the app goes down, could be your account is frozen, who knows what it is. Point is, you're not going to be stuck to a single bank. Remember, if you're finding this stuff useful, if you like what I'm saying, if it's going to help you managing your money, or either making money through the switching offers or saving money through the little tricks and tips, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. I love it if you hit that little like button as well. And leave me a comment as well. Let me know what bank you're with, what you think of the different offers that are available. But let's wrap things up with my top 5 banks for November 2021. I'm going to start off with the best bank, I think, just for generally everyday spending. I mentioned it just now, Starling. I think if you move to Starling, if you give these guys a go, you are going to be very happy with the experience. Monzo is good. Monzo is really good. I do like that one a lot as well. But Starling for me just has the edge. The next one, if you're going to have a Network account in there, I would look at that Chase bank account. Again, it's another digital one. And as I mentioned before, I wouldn't use it as a full bank for your everyday banking. There are all sorts of things that aren't ready there yet. Maybe later on there will be, but I wouldn't do it yet. Plus, also, it's one of the biggest banks in the world, JP Morgan Chase. So on the ethical side, it's not going to be fantastic. But that 1% cashback is a real winner. Next up, let's look at a reward account. And I would go for that Santander 123 Lights. You're getting money back from bills you're paying anyway. You may as well be getting one of those. And that £130 cashback offer, if you haven't already switched into them, do that. Get another account that you're not using, switch into Santander for that 123 Light account, 130 quid in cash, plus 40, 50, 60 quid in cash back from your bills. Then I would look at the Halifax reward account. I like this one. It's really simple, not too bad an app either, but £5 a month for not having to do too much. You know, that's extra money in the bag that you're going to get every single month. And finally, let's focus on overdrafts here. If you do need to use your overdrafts, it's that Nationwide Flex Direct account. If you've never had it before, that is really going to help you lower the cost of that overdraft. Get it to 0%, means all the money you put into it every single month, clear that rather than interest being added on top. Here are some of those other videos that I think might be worth checking out if you want to get the most from your current account. My name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, cheers.